Here's some tips for dealing with a double date. Now, at first, it seems like a double date where it's like you two are the best friends and you're taking your boyfriends out seems like the perfect scenario. I mean, you're with your best friend, you're with a dude. What could go wrong? Oh, girlfriend, plenty. There's a big difference in the way that girls are when they're by themselves and like with each other than when we're with our dude or our crush, our date, our boyfriend. Very different. It might not seem like it, but think about it. When you're with your girlfriends, like studies show we even talk in a higher register. Like, oh my God, I know, blah, blah, blah. We speak faster. We speak in shorthand. We're less linear in our conversations. Like she'll say something and I'll be like, oh my gosh, I know. Speaking of so-and-so, did you hear that? Oh, and I know. Like our conversations are very jumbled. They don't make a lot of sense. But they make sense to us because that's how we as women communicate. So it makes perfect sense to us. When you factor dudes into the mix, it becomes a chaotic, weird, and quite frankly, unattractive situation. So if you're going on a blind date with your BFF and your dudes, avoid falling into those pitfalls by, like, even if you have to, like, talk about it beforehand, coming up with some topics that are positive, open-ended, and not gossipy, I guess is the best way to put it. To get the conversation, like, back on track if it veers into a weird area. And by weird area, I mean, like, it's just you and your friend talking and the guys are just kind of sitting there. It's you and your friend talking shit about someone else. Dudes don't want to hear it. It's you and your friend talking about what you can't eat on the menu because you feel fat, which is like the worst thing guys can listen to. It makes them insane to hear us talk about how fat we feel. That's a thing for girls, okay? So come up with some conversation topics that everyone can participate in. Current events, movies, things going on at school, upcoming holidays, something that happened last week at school was really funny. To keep everything in line and to keep everyone involved feeling like they matter. Like, guys don't want to come on a date with a double date most of the time because they feel like they're just going to, like, sit there and then at the end they're going to pay. That's not real fun for them. Another problem can be if you have that friend who brings up things that are so inappropriate, like my friend. My friend does this. She thinks it's hilarious, and not in, like, a bitchy, like, mean way. She legit thinks it's hilarious to bring up people I've dated when I'm with my boyfriend and we're on double dates. And I'm like, guys don't want to hear that. A story that two girls think is hilarious, not funny to dudes. Stories about people you've hooked up with or the drugs you did or how wasted you got or, like, when you got your period all over the place. Save it for the girls. Save it for the girls. Also, a list of conversation topics will help keep things on track if the boys start talking about things that you don't care about. If it's like a 40-minute lacrosse dialogue, bring it up. Bring it right back. So say that you are going out with, like, it's the dudes who are friends and, like, you're not really super friends with the other girlfriend. That's actually better for you for the reasons I just explained. Because if you're with your friend, you can veer into, like, a weird place where, like, the guys feel marginalized or the conversation topics aren't great. So if it's another girl and if you don't really like her very much, it's one night of your life, it's one meal of your life. And again, come up with some conversation topics beforehand to keep things on track and go for things that you know you have in common. If you don't love her, that's fine. Don't be bitchy. The worst thing you can do is complain to your boyfriend about his buddy's girlfriend because then you're in essence forcing him to take sides. And that's very dangerous. It's dangerous at any age. I mean, as you get older, guys are more likely to choose their girlfriend over their friends. But if you're younger, if you're a teenager, there's a really good chance he's going to choose bros before hoes, which sucks. So don't set up the relationship that he's going to have to make that decision because you refuse to hang out with so-and-so because of his stupid girlfriend. So keep things light, keep things moving, and keep things communal with topics that everyone can participate in. Oh, and let the guys pay. Always let the